wanted to do a little chat with you because a lot of things are going on, and I am in the middle of boxes and a mess. You have no idea. This is the only place that is peaceful, not chaotic. I wanted to share something with you because last Saturday we did a garage sale with my landlord, and Saturday I was quite well, and the evening after the garage sale I prepare a good meal and I was in my bed watching a movie. Everything was well, and I went to the bathroom to brush my teeth before switching the light quite early because I was a little bit tired, staying stand up all day, speaking with people. It's like a lot of energy given. And when I am in the bathroom, I feel like I'm in balance. A little bit like, I don't know if you been on a boat for like some hours, and after, it's not being seasick, it's just that it's like same feeling that you are still on the boat when you are not. And when you do a long, boat trip, it can stay like a couple of days. And especially when you look down, and I noticed, especially when I was brushing my teeth, it was like, rolling like on the boat. But that was a little bit different. But it was very surprising because I had the feeling I was losing my balance. So I said, okay, what I'm going to do before sleeping, I'm going to go on the mat and do some rolling and some stretching, and everything going to go back to normal, So I went on my mat and I roll. And the first roll, I was like, seeing everything turning around, the ceiling, everything turning. So I stay without moving to recenter, and I was wondering, what is this thing? And I was a little bit nauseous. So I say, maybe it's something I eaten, maybe because we had a pizza for lunch with my landlord. And I thought maybe something, but I didn't felt that this was sounding right. So it was like really weird. And came to my mind to take some of my homeopathic pills that I take when I have some disease, And I slept. I slept very well. But I was wondering, how am I going to be able to drive tomorrow if I'm like that? What is going on? I totally forgot that we are in the month of May, and for me every year in May, because with the moving I'm so busy that I'm not realizing even we are in May, and the month of May for me is always very, very important, and I totally forgot we were in May, and there are very strong energies with the holidays of May, the Christian calendar, that are not about the religion and the church, but it's about the cycles of nature and also of cosmic cycles. So we have this Pentecost and this ascension time in May, and I was totally forgetting about that. So I slept quite well. I was not worried because I felt something to come so sudden. Something was at work, but sometimes I forget also about things like everybody else. So the morning I wake up and I was feeling good, and I stand up like but it was still a little bit like like rolling a little. I said, wow, this is really weird. So I took my car, I drove to the farmer's market, and I met my friend there, and I said, and she told me, I've been so tired, I'm so tired, I just want to sleep, I don't know what is going on. And after I met my friend who is organizing the farmer's market, and she told me, I said to her, I had a very weird experience yesterday, it's something that never happened to me, and she said, me too, it's some days I'm like, rolling like that, I'm like, it's like something is moving. So we spoke all the three together, and we realized that in fact a lot of people around us had the same kind of symptoms, you know, the same kind of things going on. And when I came back, we had the garage sale the afternoon, and I told my landlord, I said, you know, yesterday something really weird happened to me, and I had that. She said, oh, I have this in some days too. I'm obliged to stay straight in my bed, to don't move, and to rebalance, but I have the same thing. I said, wow, what is going on? And after we exchanged with my friend, and she said, oh, we forgot it's ascension, and now we have very, very, very strong energy. We are bombarded by very strong energy at the cosmic level. And the sun is also doing like some fantasies, you know. So we are really improved in our body, because what I wanted to tell you, don't forget that we are part of this universe, and what is going above, it's also going below. So we are affected by all the changes that are happening in our solar system and in our universe. And because it's part of the mutation process of the human race and of all nature, actually. And we are mutating all the time. We forget about that, but the way we think is shaping us. The way we see the world is shaping us, and it's also the way we think also show us outside of us our inner world. So we are attracted by some things because it's resonate with who we are inside. It's for that we all have different experiences, and some people have experiences that are quite very difficult and very low, because of very low vibration. And for some people in the same place, in the same country, it's lighter. So it's because we are mutating these energies of nature, of the planet and all the cosmos. We are mutating this energy in our body, and this affects us differently because we are not born all the same day, the same place, and with the same aspect. So regarding how the planet are aspected in the sky, it's not that it's influencing us, it's just show us what is going on in our own body. And we can relate to that. If we know a little bit of astrology, we know that, oh, I have this aspect in my natal chart, so now it's like that. So this shows me that I can be affected here or there. I can have this enhanced, or I can have this more difficult to go through, because it's what is going on. It's not that this is making us being like that. It's just that we are part of the whole, of the wholeness. So it was very interesting because yesterday I continued to do the garage sale, and I was a little bit tired, but I was okay. I say, when I go home, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to go in my bed and that. But no, I was full of energy to the point that at 3 o'clock in the morning, I was still packing. But this energy was like, I could not sleep at all. And I was surprised. I said, okay, now I know. I've been uploaded some, new informations. And because yesterday morning when I wake up, my head was very painful. Not headache, but like something was in process there. And I know in my chart that these coming months, I have to slow down because my head can be affected. So I was like, okay, is that? So I did some yoga, and I really focused on my head and on breathing and on relaxing my brain, my physical brain, and like feeling it expanding and flowing, and really soft energy that I brought there, and it works, so maybe it's for that also the evening I was with such energy. It was like, in fact, I think what is going on is that by doing this introspection and by having these informations, I've been able to get this energy, but instead of being disturbed by it because I had no consciousness about process, not very, it's not to give a definition about the process, it's just to be aware of it. There is something at work. We are part of the universe, of this solar system. We are, as nature, organic, and we are also going with the flow, what is going around. So being aware of that and putting consciousness and breathing with that, because when we inhale this, what is invisible, that makes us alive. So it's this thing, and I think if we are not aware, we can go in fear, in really excitement, or really like nervous system can be down. And I have the feeling, I was seeing this morning this new event that happened at I don't remember where people are fighting at a place where there is no reason to fight. And I have the feeling it's because of that, because they don't know, they are not aware, and they don't know how to deal with these energies, because they don't know that there are these energies simply. So it's for that, when you are affected, check it out for sure, but stop, lie down, or sit in silence and feel and breathe. And it's like surrendering to the universe. It's like surrendering to this breath, to this, thing, invisible thing that is keeps us alive, and to welcome that deeper and with consciousness. And it's like a surrendering, and it's like a trust. It's like, it's difficult to put words on that, but it's wonderful. So it is a way to be, because I'm human like other people. When I had this thing, I was like, wow, what is going on? So I could observe myself with a first level of reaction, like, wow, this is not right. But just by that, it's like alert me that something was at work, because I'm fine. So it was like, wow, or just by thinking this is weird, but not being on fear about that is weird. The fear could make it worse, and the fear could lower my vibration and don't be able to follow this process of trust and surrendering. It's very difficult to explain this process, but it is when something, I think the best is to stop. The best is to stop and breathe. And when my landlord told me, oh, I have that too, and I just say straight, and I wait that it's get back to center. It's that. And she's not on the same referral that I am with my discussion and all, not at all. But the way she said it was really simple. It's that. So when you have something, just stay still. Because there is something beyond all this body and physical reality and all that is a manifestation in a way. It's like the manifestation at a lower vibration of our essence. Our essence, our wholeness, we have this physical, visible body, but we have also this invisible part. And these days, this invisible side seems even more without boundaries. I had a lot of reflection about, I was thinking a lot about feeling, how to feel this invisible dimension of me. And it was quite very interesting, because I have the feeling it's become more and more conscious. It's become more and more like it's following me. I know it's following me like you everywhere. But now it's like I go with that wholeness. It's really fascinating. It's like my body is like expanding, and I go with that. And I have the feeling, maybe it's for that, I eat sometimes myself in some places because I don't have the same notion. It's like the physical body and the invisible one all around and beyond is one. So yesterday, I eat my foot and my little toe is all black, you know. So it's like this expansion, and now I am with all these boxes around, it's like I have to really slalom in between, you know, and to really narrow my whole body. It's something like to take care. So it's very interesting because if we have in mind, there is a still point. I remember a long time ago when I did this training with Marge Reddington about symbolization, she was speaking about the still point and was not really understanding. I was in my early 30s. And now the still point is really present. And I realized that for me to connect to the still point is what I gave in my respiration technique in some video ago. About focusing first on the middle of the forehead and after back of my eyes, and after to have this geometric shape with my pineal gland in the middle of my brain. And when I am there, when I am in the middle of my brain, it's like I feel very secure. And it's not because I am in my brain, I say, but it's because I have the feeling that this is the base of the still point. It's where we can be in touch with the still point. And after I bring this losange shape, I don't know how you say in English, this diamond shape, I bring it to my heart level. And when I am there, it's connected to the middle of my brain, but it's also in my heart, and it's also as I breathe with the bottom sexual area, my perineum. All this is connected and all this is flowing together. And I do this when I am seated in silence. And it's really, this is really a bliss. And it's very simple. It's very difficult to explain in detail because I thought I should say that, and after I forget. But try to do that. Sit in silence. I don't call this meditation. Meditation is already something in the world that for people it makes hard. So for me it's about focusing there, sitting me in silence. If I can have a candle, I can have my small ritual, I can have just breathe there and start by the forehead. And it's about feeling. And I use the sounds outside of me and the little of my cells of the subatomic particle that I breathe, that does a little, tiny, crystalline, metallical, golden sound, very beautiful. And when I am in places, like in some places where it's very strong energy, the sound is lighter and thinner, and faster and warmer, and even more gold. It's like this. It's difficult to give another definition. So when I am like that, I anchor myself to the ground, to that sexual area, to that part, bottom of my body. And when I am right there, after I start to breathe and I go there, and I start to do this visualization about the point and the geometric shape. And I can even feel like if I just caress a little bit the pineal gland with my mind, my imagination. And if you don't know, you go online and you look for the map of the brain and you localize it and you try to feel it. It's about feeling. If you go on feelings during you're seated in silence, it's become much more interesting than trying to don't think. because it's not about stopping the thought. You're going to have thought coming. It's about feeling in your body. And it's like waves coming. And that, when you are well here, it's like the point in the middle of the forehead. And after I go back, when this is present, I go back to the back of my eyes, my orbit. And I go there and I try to feel who is seeing. What is this thing that is seeing with his eyes? And I stay there. And I have this triangle. And this already starts to give me access to this invisible dimension. There is no boundary at the moment in this sitting in silence. There is no boundary in between inside and outside. It's like everything is flowing. And when I do this for like 10 minutes, after I go down to my heart level, and I still breathe also with the bottom, after there is a moment where my whole body is breathing, not my nostril and my lungs, but it's like every little cell has lungs and is breathing. And this is wonderful. And it's for that I don't call this meditation, because it's more about feeling, enjoying, feeling the flow, breathing differently, contracting the bottom, releasing, contracting in exhale, releasing on 3 times. So I inhale. I imagine that I have all these little subatomic particles that goes in my body. And when I'm going to exhale, I contract the perineum. I exhale on 3 times. And I relax very slowly. And I feel how it's good down there, and how this expanding in my thighs and in my hips. And after all my body is in that feeling. And this is really, really wonderful. So if you have difficulties to go on meditation, you really enjoy that. Enjoy. If there is a bird singing, feel the vibration of the song of the bird in your body. Imagine how it resonates. I imagine that they heal me when I hear them in the morning or the evening. I imagine I connect with them, with their song, with their sound, inside of my body. And I imagine that these little tiny vibrations are making my little cells happy and alive and release things that I don't need. And I do that, and it's like I thank the birds to sing so beautifully for me, and I have the feeling they sing even more. And I'm sure there is a connection, because we are part of the same universe and we are organic like these. So try to use the sound, and even if it's a sound, there is a construction field now just in front, and sometimes they are eating the nails, Feel the resonance in your body, because this is going to help you to feel your body from inside differently, and how it goes like waves and vibration from a point, maybe that still point that is touch, and after it's radiate everywhere. Use the sound, even if it's a sound that is not really pleasant. Use them to go more inside and just to feel. And it's very simple, and it doesn't cost anything. But you need for that to go and say, okay, now it's my time, 10 minutes to sit in silence, And you will be surprised, because if you are really in that pleasure, in that feelings, in that pleasure, you're going to lose track of time. And we can be really surprised how long you stay there. So it's worth it. And this gonna help you day after day to take more distance with events, because the way you can be aware, for example, of the sounds, it's like it's outside of you. So it's like you step back and you see how it affects you. And after this train you in a way to be more and more in the present moment, And when something is coming, an information or something outside of you is coming, you start to have this ability to observe and to feel and to observe how this affects you and decide, no, this I don't want. It's for that you can watch at anything you want, but to don't be under the influence of that. You have to do this thing of observing how you react and decide that you want that or that you want to react like that or that. And this is going to give you as well a bigger picture of the situation. Because instead of jumping immediately on the event and be like, yeah, engage, that, just step back and observe what is going on. And use your memory and use also your curiosity to go and search information about the event in question, and you're going to learn a lot of things. And now it's a time, I told this 2 years ago, it will be narrower and narrower, it will be crazier and crazier. So we are in that, and it's not finished. So we have been trained for 2 years, a little bit more 2 years. So now we cannot be fooled like eventually people could have been fooled 2 years ago. It's not possible now. So this is what all these events are part of the big awakening of consciousness of humanity. And it's what we are living. We are going toward the new species, human species. But what shape it's going to take? And I think it has been since many years a lot of thing about the body, take care of the body, about bodybuilding and all that. And this is part of having a better consciousness how the body is functioning, even if it has been in extreme and still is in extreme. Because sometimes people, especially when we age, we have to slow down. And some people, because they stay only on the surface of things, they do too much exercise. And in fact, they poison their body with toxins, because when we exercise too much, there is oxidation. And when there is oxidation, the body has to be free of that. So people can exercise a lot and look older and tired because they do too much. So we have to find a balance. And first thing, we don't do things to be aesthetically perfect. We do things to feel good, to have pleasure, and just to have pleasure in doing things. When I do this movement with the stick, it's pleasurable in my body. I don't do them every single day. I do them when I feel. This morning I did before some yoga, and this morning I did my yoga differently, and it was new, discovery. Discovering new places in my body, and it's really wonderful because the tool is here, it's right here. Voila, so I wanted to share this with you, and to don't worry, don't check it out, monitor things, sure, see how persistent it is, but first, have in mind that we are part of a wholeness, and this is working all together, and we are affected because we are in a process of mutation permanently. And these times, it's even stronger. So, yeah. So thank you for watching, and I wish you a very good day or a very good night. And that very soon, I have a good news. I'm approved for the rental that I may take in Yucca Valley. So this is great. And so I continue to pack. I wonder how it was possible that I have so many things in this little place. I cannot believe it. I think I really have a problem.